ironically enough, when I was going on head coaching interviews, all the GMs and stuff were saying, don't come in here talking that triangle shit. We're not running the triangle here, you know, and this, that, and the other. I would sit down and show them like, well, that's a triangle action and this is a triangle action. I love it because I think it puts people in place to do whatever their strengths are, and you can tweak it to kind of make it your own.
When you're running that type of action, when you're running the triangle or you're running what we call the Princeton offense back in the day, if you got players who have a high basketball IQ, like you said, you ain't got to call shit. The defense dictates what you're going to run.
That's right.
And so if you got players who are smart, man, they figure that shit out in a heartbeat.
All the coaches that broke off from Phil Jackson that tried it, it was only, I think Jim Clemens tried it when he went to Dallas. Maybe Bill Cartwright a little bit when he was in Phoenix, and Kurt Rambis for a second when he was in Minnesota.
Yep.
But the problem was that Phil had all the coaches that coached in the triangle on his staff. So when those other coaches broke off, they hired coaches that had no experience. So you can't teach your coaches and the players the triangle.
Yeah.
Right?
I read it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to find the clip. If I find the clip, I'll put it in there. So Byron Scott says the players in the NBA today is not smart enough to run the triangle offense. They don't run any offenses today. Only teams I really see run offenses is Detroit, Denver. I want to say it's one more, Minnesota. Them only three teams I really see run plays and run offenses, and the ball moves and the players move and they flex whatever and they cutting and they, you know, most of the times, yeah, he's right. When I watch basketball, it's either, you know, if that pick and roll, pick and pop, 1-on-5, players don't know how to space. And I said it before, there's an issue in the NBA with players' inability to play without the basketball. And I mean on both sides, you know, guys don't defend, come into the league, know how to defend. Guys don't know how to, you know, create space, shift a little bit. Guys don't know how to cut, slash. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to do anything anymore when you talk about the NBA. Everybody knows how to play with the ball in hand. When they come in the NBA, you ain't going to be LeBron, you ain't going to be Kidd, you ain't going to be Tyrese Halliburton. And now you have to learn to play without the ball. These are why a lot of these guys find their way out the league. Tyreek Evans, other talented guys, Michael Beasley. They never learn to play without the basketball. They never learn to play without the basketball, how to catch and shoot, how to be a Rip Hamilton. Even a guy like Duncan Robinson, he had to find a way to make it fit in the league. He knows how to, you know what, when a guy's driving, he knows how to shift where you don't get two defenders on one guy. A lot of these guys don't know how to create that shift, or he'll see a guy driving, and some of these guys know how to run that baseline and create an easy bucket or get an offensive rebound. Now a lot of these guys without the basketball, they just stand and watch. They don't know how to shift. They don't know how to move. They don't know how IQ. And a side note, you see a lot of the lack of IQ. You see it in the real world. A lot of people are not smart. They don't have the critical thinking skills. They don't have the common sense. They're not smart. So even if it's people with degrees, they was going around asking women, could they name 5 countries, and they couldn't name 5 countries. They was asking people that believe in Christianity, okay, women name 5 books. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand the lack of knowledge out here, it goes deeper than a degree. The lack of common sense and structure and study habits and time management and space management type of stuff. Yes, like that runs parallel with a lot of things in the NBA. Most people are not smart. Most people make the same mistakes. Most people don't know how to prioritize needs over wants. You know, all those type of things. So you see in that transfer to the basketball court because everybody is hampering them. AAU ain't nothing but glorified pickup games. You're not learning how to slide your feet, how to defend the basketball. You're not doing the 3-man weave anymore. You're not doing the defensive shuffle across the court no more. You're not learning how to do post moves, how to do triple threat, how to escape dribble, how to pull up with a jump shot, how to post up, how to catch and shoot, how to create that space, how to run these plays. Even when you used to come out and out the tunnel and learn how to do the layup line, we used to come out the tunnel, run across the court, we break off here for the layup line, boom, boom, boom. They don't even do that no more. So, of course, when you're talking about running a triangle, he said you don't have to call plays because players had the IQ and knew if we seen this look, oh, shift this, do this, flip the ball that way, that. They don't even run plays no more. Remember back in the day, we used to run stack out of bounds and all stack plays out of bounds? Remember they used to show us how to break the press back in the day in middle school and high school and elementary school? Oh, you can't out dribble the press. Hey, you got to pass to beat the press. Remember how the big man used to flash on the block or flash at the elbow? Remember how to show you how the weakness in the zone was passing the ball, was getting offensive rebounds and boxing out, a boxing 1, 3-2, 2-3, man to man. They don't run plays anymore. Princeton style offense. That's what he said the triangle is. It's an offshoot of the Princeton style offense. The old Bobby Knight, Indiana Hoosier offense. We used to run some of those plays. There's not that many teachers no more. That's why when they get these guys to a half-court game, they don't know what to do. They want to go put their shoulder down and go 1-on-5. They don't call plays no more. DeMar DeRozan said he didn't learn what real basketball was until he got to college on how to call plays. When you play a zone, you got to know how to attack a set zone. So you getting guys coming into the NBA and they're 5-10 years behind in basketball now. Some of the things you should have learned in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. We was learning all those things. How to dribble right, how to dribble left, triple threat. You know, when you get the ball, rebound the ball, you keep the ball high, you go back up strong. You never drop the ball down low. You know what I'm saying? Lay up with your left hand, lay up with your right hand. In that corner, somebody driving, hey, slash in that corner, give him another option when he drive it to drop it off, pick it, drop it, slash, and get an easy layup. Drive and kick, rotate the ball, you know, stuff of that nature. So he's absolutely right. It's a lot of IQ lacking, not even on the court. There's basic IQ lacking. Look how many people literally can't fucking read. Look how many people don't know basic math. We have people who graduated with honors. I did a video on it that can't read. We had an educator who couldn't read and write. You know, and if you've seen my video about the honor roll student the 2 honor roll students and the teacher who couldn't read or write, but if you've seen that video, to me, it's the parents' fault. I don't blame the education system because for the education system to work, it's like an electronic device and it's like a plug, right? If the plug is working and you plug the TV in and the TV is working, you know what I'm saying? It's going to work. So guess what? The plug is the education system. The TV is the family. It's up to you to make sure for you to guide your kids through the education system and keep them a chapter or 2 ahead, then understand what before they get to school, they have study habits to know their numbers, shape, colors. That's up to you as a parent. But you know, when you're doing everything by yourself, you don't need no man, or you don't need a 2-parent household. You need the co-parent and all of that. It makes it harder to do so. So the education system can't make it, you know what I'm saying? It can't make it only can go so far. Because if you don't give your kids the ability to accept criticism and you don't give them the template for study habits, it's that study habit start at home. Guess what? It ain't the teacher's job to make sure all 32, 20 kids got study habits. That's up to you as a parent. So a lot of these guys don't know how to play basketball. I see it. So I agree with Byron Scott. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance get notifications. We go live and drop video. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Everything's out the link tree. Join the Patreon. Peace.